Let's raid!
What's going on, guys? It's Chadalmighty here today, and I've got a little bit of clan versus clan search and destroy for you guys. This game actually went 5-5, and then eventually my team won 6-5. Now, what's so interesting about this game, it gets off to a little bit of a slow start with me, but you know, I start picking it up in the end, get a 2v1 clutch towards the middle to the end of the game or whatever, actually make another person rage quit, who was basically just beasting the whole entire game. I was kind of off my setup in this game. I wasn't prepared for this game mode at all. I just kind of hopped into it and went for it, and that's what happened. But I've kind of cut the game a little bit just to get you some of the action stuff. The first few rounds aren't that good. Now, what happens towards the end, it is like a 3v2 situation towards the last round because, you know, a lot of the other teammates were rage quitting. And actually, our teammates were rage quitting throughout the game, too. So, I mean, it was going back and forth between 3 players, 4 players for both teams. So, I mean, I think that really affected the outcome. But that's not what I want to talk about today. I don't want to talk about the gameplay so much as I do this topic. So, I want to talk about why people are, like, always hating on people and stuff so much. That's when I wake up every morning, you know, I tend to check my social media stuff to kind of help me wake up and stuff. And normally, I always see a post, especially on Facebook, that really makes me very angry, and then I start reading these comments and stuff, and then it really doesn't set a good mood for the day. So I'm probably going to stop doing that altogether, but I see so much hate on all these topics and stuff, and most of the topics that I see the most hate deal with, you know, gay marriage and things like that, and it really gets old because most of the time people hate things because it's something they either, you know, disagree with, they've been taught to disagree with, or it's something they don't understand and they're afraid of it. Now, I'm not specifically talking about gay marriage right now. I'm just talking about people that hate things in general. I mean, and I'm just as capable or as vulnerable, the word I'm looking for right now. I can be held just as accountable for things as anybody else. I mean, there's been things in the past that I haven't understood or I haven't necessarily liked so much, and I've, you know, caused some hate about it. I try not to do that. I try not to look down upon somebody because of their beliefs or whatever. But, you know, sometimes in human nature it's kind of hard to do. But that doesn't mean that you have to, you know, say these hateful things and do these terrible things to people just because you disagree with them. I mean, there's some things, you know, that deserves a little bit of a rough attention or, you know, hatred, I guess you could say. You know, like child molesters. That's a bad thing. You should hate those guys, and then, like, you know, slap them in the face, like with like a paddle or something. But there's things to hate and things not necessarily you need to hate or whatever. Like, we are all human beings, so there's no point in like hating on real people for, you know, just the way they are. Like, you shouldn't hate somebody just because they are a certain way. I mean, you should accept them for the way that they are and accept the fact that you aren't that way, and that just because the both of you are different doesn't mean you should hate that person, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to like them, if that makes sense. Like, if you can't stand someone, just don't hang out with them. Just because you can't stand them doesn't make them a bad person. Like, I'll give you a quick example. There's this customer that comes by our workplace quite a bit, and he often gets on our nerves because he tends to come really late. Like, his tags on his car say Ratchet, and like, he just seems like this person you really wouldn't like or whatever. Well, he and I had this conversation. I mean, I've been seeing this guy come in for years, and, you know, I've never really liked the guy for various reasons. I always thought, you know, he just had this uppity attitude, or, you know, he would come in late and stuff, and it used to always make me so angry. Well, I actually got to talk to this guy for the first time ever and found out he's actually like a kind of a cool guy. I mean, I couldn't hang out with him or talk to him all the time or whatever, but we did share some similar interest in, like, photography and things like that. And I would have never known that about the guy if I hadn't taken the time to get to know him and meet him and, you know, find out a little bit about him and actually talk to him. And I found out he was actually a kind of a helpful guy and had some neat little information and has some great connections and stuff. So don't judge someone because of how they are or how you think they are before you take the time to get to meet them. You know, stop spreading hate around the world. There's no reason to hate on people. Why don't you take as much time spreading love as you do hate and see how much that changes your life as well as others? I mean, whatever you put out there is what you get back. So if you put out a bunch of hate in the world, you're going to get a bunch back, and then you're going to think the world's just full of it. Which in a lot of cases it is, but overall it's not. But guys, I hope you enjoyed this gameplay and this commentary and all that other good stuff. Got a bunch of new stuff coming out for you guys as soon as my work schedule calms down, which is hopefully happening next week. But guys, that's pretty much going to do it for today. If you like this video or any of my other videos, please be sure to leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, and all that other good stuff. But YouTube, as always, let's rage. but not hate. We want to rage, but we don't want to hate. There's a difference. Learn the difference. I don't know what the difference is, but it's there. There's definitely a difference.